Say no one expected the Conservatives to win is a vast understatement. Throughout the campaign, polls consistently predicted a hung parliament. In fact, an independent inquiry has been launched to find out how they just got it so wrong. Simon Atkinson is from the polling company Ipsos MORI and joins me now. Simon, just remind us, what was your last poll saying before the election?
So our final poll had a very narrow lead for the Conservatives.
And it ended up being, what, a 6 or 7% lead?
So in essence, it's a much more comfortable ride in the end for the Conservatives than our final poll was showing.
So embarrassing, right?
Well, in that sense, we would like that to be better. I guess the other things we would mention is that we had Scotland, the surge for Scotland was accurately predicted. UKIP, Lib Dems, Greens, accurately predicted. It's such a fluid situation now. It's not a complete disaster, but it's not our finest hour.
I know you work on polling, but you obviously ask people which way they're going to vote. We've heard one of your competitors saying, well, people lie to us, that's the problem. Would you agree with that?
Well, there's lying and there's not quite knowing what I'm going to do on the day. And that's one of the things we've got to try and unpick, actually, is this difference. Because we're trying to predict what you're going to do 24 hours from now, if you like. So one of the issues about turnout and who actually turned out on the day, and it's a little bit lower than we thought it was going to be.
The thing is, why do we in the news media and the politicians too even need the polls? Why can't we just wait and see what happens?
Because, well, then we'd have to rely on what the politicians are telling us about their canvass returns on the ground and their amazing campaigns knocking on the doors, and you would have to be the people asking very, very hard questions.
The poll that did get it right was the exit poll. Obviously, that came after people had voted, and it underestimated how well the Tories were going to do. Does that give you hope that you can get things right in the future?
Yes, I mean, the exit poll has an excellent reputation. It's based on real voters as they leave the polling stations. The difficulty about the eve of election polls is we don't yet know what people are going to do, and we as voters don't always know what we're going to do until that final minute, and that's where the inquiry is going to need to try and understand what was going on.
There's going to be an EU referendum in a couple of years. You might want to get it right by then. Simon, thanks very much indeed.